Welcome to Take It from the Iron Woman. My name is Susanne Müller, your host and the Iron Woman. This podcast is about empowering yourself and others to make real changes in the world. You will hear from everyday, smart, sophisticated, hip people like you and me. Not everybody has to be an Iron Woman to impress the world. Together, we will learn from the sports and business leaders how you can become a more successful person as an entrepreneur or a leader. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. Take your steps now. Take your big steps now. Join me on this journey to success. This podcast is being sponsored by Get Loopy. On episode 41, you can hear the story of Isabel, the co-founder and CEO. Get Loopy, get a 20% discount off your first order. GetLoopy.com. Take it from the Iron Woman. Today I'm very honored to have a voice from Cairo, Egypt. Amr, welcome to the podcast. Please introduce yourselves a little bit so the audience can get to know you.
Hi, Susan. Thank you very much. I'm very glad to be here. My name is Amr. I live in Cairo, Egypt now. I used to live in New York, where you live now for a bit. Right now, I'm the managing partner of a digital advertising agency, and that's where most of my career experience has been. So I've been working in the digital marketing field for the past 9 years. And before that, I studied computer science, which helped me understand digital. I love this field because of how dynamic it is and how much learning and how much advancement there is always, which keeps it interesting.
And I'm sure it has evolved and developed in the last 9 years, right? So if you look back 10 years ago, I don't know, there was no Instagram, or Instagram was just coming. So it has changed drastically, I would say.
Definitely. Definitely, yes. It changes because it's based on the beauty of digital is that you can measure how people react to it. And there's so many competition because the whole world can compete at the same time. And that's why companies have to put in a lot of effort to keep it competitive. And that's what we're also facing in the business. Like there's a lot of competition.
I'm sure. And you work out of Cairo at the moment, and we know these are difficult times. So maybe give us a little insight on how is it in the lockdown. You said before we did the recording, you go to the office maybe once or twice. So how is it for people in Cairo?
So now, we have a lockdown from 8 p.m. till 7 a.m. every day, where people are encouraged to work from home. So our policy is that everybody works from home unless they have to go to the office, like they feel like they can get more done from the office. So the office is open. I go to the office maybe twice a week, just to check on the people that are working in the studio, like if they're shooting something or working on certain design. And I also get some work done from there, just to get some change, because sometimes I just miss being in my office and being all productive.
So some people like to work from home and some people like to be in the office. Which is you? What is more suitable for you?
I'm definitely an office person. Like I can work from home one day a week, but that's it. Like, otherwise, I need to see people and talk to them and have discussions.
Yeah, it's not so easy to work from home. And if you're more like outgoing person, you have people around, it's fun, right? But then sometimes people say, I can't get anything done. Yeah, very good. Well, we just want to make sure everybody is safe. How many people are working with you? And you said it's a startup.
Yeah, so it is a startup. We've been live for the past. The company has been there for the past 6 years, but we've relaunched it 2 years ago. And since we relaunched, we grew from 9 employees to now we're 20 employees.
That's amazing! Congratulations in this industry and in this world. I think this is a success story. And you told me a little bit about the educational blog that you have started. So give a little insight to the audience. What is it all about?
So I started this blog a few years back, which is the blog is called Above the Fold. Above the Fold, the name comes from the fact that in digital advertising, anything that when you start a website, when you see a website, anything you see as soon as you start that website is called above the fold. And then if you have to scroll down to see it, then it's below the fold. So the idea is that our content, we try to serve content that's above the fold, like content that you would like to see on the first page of a website or a newspaper, and that's where the concept came from. How the newspaper folds.
So, oh, that's cool.
So that's the blog. The whole idea is that I'm aiming at giving back some of the information I've learned over the years and some of the experience I have to people who are new to the field or about to or are already in the field but can share or could use some info. I've been working on it and now I'm reviving it, and I've put a plan to increase the traffic to it and make sure like we're posting regularly to make sure that there's good content going to everybody, especially in these days.
Yeah, well, we need you. I certainly want to read that blog. So make sure we certainly have the information in the show notes so listeners can connect with you and also subscribe to the blog. Yeah. Maybe give us some tips on the content that you have written so far.
So far we've done some statistical info about content in Egypt market, but also we've posted some generic content for people to learn about digital media. So there are generic articles for everybody who wants to learn about digital marketing, the basics, some tips. We've recently posted an article about TikTok, which is rising rapidly now all over the world, especially with the lockdown. So we've posted an article about what is TikTok, how can people use it, how can brands use it, how can it be used for business, and just a generic understanding of it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. And I also want to hear what has helped you in the lockdown. Obviously, we heard that you like to go to the office, but what about sports?
Well, sports have been a great companion, honestly, in the lockdown. So what I've done is that actually I've changed some like a part of my apartment. I made it like a small workout area. To make sure I get like some workout daily, because working out in general and sports are essential for success, because it gives you, at least to me, it gives me like very good energy, keeps me energized, gives me the stamina I need if I need to work long hours, and also motivates me, whether it's a individual sport or a group sport. In general, it's a very important part of my life. And I think it's a very important part of driving me to reach my goals.
Yeah. And what sports do you do? So what sports can you do at home? Maybe that's the better question. And you should see he's lighting up when he talks about sports. So that's a really important factor in the life.
Yes, definitely. Well, before the lockdown, I used to play soccer, but now I do CrossFit exercises at home. Sometimes I do yoga, so it's a mix of CrossFit and yoga with like just very some light dumbbells and a mat. Nothing fancy, just very basic equipment, but just to get my blood flowing and get some cardio in. It's very helpful, especially in these days.
Yeah. So, and I have a Facebook Live every Wednesday at 1:00 Eastern. And we talk about people working from home, and mostly those people are new to working from home. So I always say it's important to have a routine. So how does your routine look like when you are at home?
So basically I do have a routine at home, which also is very helpful these days. So I get up in the morning, I eat like some fruit, and then I exercise for an hour. And then after that I actually have breakfast, and then after that I start working. I work for a few hours, and then I take a break. Then I continue working, and then by usually around before sunset, I'd go for a walk. And then after I go back, I either continue working or I just take some time off.
Good. We also know we shouldn't work too much, right? Even in the lockdown, I think that's a little dangerous that we don't have that boundary. When you're in an office, maybe by 7, 8, you go home. And I know you like to work a lot and long hours, but when you work from home, that's a little bit different.
I totally agree with you, except that the fact that we work from home now, I think is a bit challenging. That So it's for some reason it just takes more time to get things done with teams being detached. So what we get done in the office in 7-8 hours gets done at home in like 9-10 hours. So.
Wow. Why do you think that is? I don't know. This is the first time I hear that somebody says it takes longer. I hear from other people it takes less work.
I think that individual work takes less time because you get to focus more. But I think because I work in an agency and a lot of our work is based on ideas and brainstorming and like graphic design. So what happens is, while normally in the office we sit together and we brainstorm, we go spread and then come back, and it's easy to go for me as a manager to go and check in what people are doing at any point and direct them. What happens is now we agree on something, everybody goes and works on it for a couple of hours, comes back, and then it's either a hit or a miss. I
see. Okay, that makes total sense. And it's harder for you to, I don't know, run behind the team, or when it's a miss, then you have to recreate. And yeah, I understand that. Wow, good points. Wow, but stay healthy and safe. Any final thoughts for the audience?
Well, I just want to say these are hard times, but they're also challenging times where we get to learn about ourselves more. We get to learn about what we do more in life. So I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to be positive with my team and with the people around me. And I hope that everybody listening stays safe and stays positive until this is all over.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I think that's the only thing we can do. Stay positive, especially as a leader. We have to be positive. We have to be there. And until it ends, who knows when that is. So thank you so much. This was exciting to hear a voice from Egypt, and good luck with everything. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Susan. It's been a pleasure.
Great to hear insights from Cairo, Egypt. We're all in this together. Chime in for more episodes from Take It From the Iron Woman. Each Monday and Wednesday, we have more episodes. Thank you for listening.